Hey, this is John. Welcome back. This is a session on remote viewing black holes. Now, let me go to the very last session because there was more than one and resulted in about 31 some odd pages. Now, these were done blind, but they were done in such a way since they were repeated sessions where I created a target pool and came back to them later over the course of a couple of months, 2 or 3 months or something like that. So was it perfect or ideal? No, it probably not, but we don't live in a perfect world, so we just kind of did the best with it, and yeah, at least the results are interesting and worth looking at. So first session, the last one actually was only 2 days ago, and we see this sort of chaotic ideogram that comes out twice. Silky shimmering. Now, I didn't think of it at all or think anything of it, but then we see this other repeating smoothness, smooth quality later, and in other sessions there are repeating elements throughout the sessions which are interesting, coming back to and not having thought anything of it, and then the same thing coming up related is quite interesting. Deep cavity, caverns, dark colors, gray, darkness. So we're already diving into it, and we see this downward motion, tracks of motion. So it's like descending down into something, I guess, monumental. Order of the day. Order comes up, and as does this cloth white linen. This is a cloth white linen sheet to drape over with it. Now, I didn't think of anything of that, but that is quite strange that that comes up more than a couple times in a couple of places. Rocky terrain somewhere, like just a rocky terrain, dark rocky, whether it's a planet or asteroid or something. Utensils, not sure. Splendid comes up again 2 or 3 times at least, and we can get to that. Mercurial Markovian. Okay, so that is interesting, and let me read that off. Let's see here. Let's go to Markovian. I looked up a couple things here after this session, and it's exhibiting the Markov property in which the conditional probability distribution of future states of the process given the present state and all past states depends only upon the present state and not on any past states, which is kind of a mouthful there. Markov chain is used to describe something, or the adjective Markovian is used to describe something that is related to the process. Let's go to, what is the Markov chain used for? Compute the probabilities of events occurring by viewing them as states, transitioning into other states, or transitioning into the same state as before. Okay, so yeah, that is kind of intriguing. Sanskrit, I'm sorry, we've got this ball of energy, something of applied energetics. Applied energetics. I guess keep that in mind. Some of this stuff is surprising to me, so I'm just here to show what was the output. So puts on gloves to operate or do something. Now I had this image of someone using their hands in a skilled fashion, like very professional, intent, working on something, almost like at a work table. Deft speed, using a machine or typing in. Probing, manipulating, getting data out. Order pair, order and pair, and all this stuff kind of comes up. Paramount, what is the essence of what's going on here? Okay, so arranging something, placing, putting into place, surreptitious, entreaty, inviting, enticing, I'm not sure. Stone walls or pillars. This whole stuff is, I don't know if we were jumping the shark here, but I wrote it down because it's just images that sort of floated in quickly, and I have like this scene here with lights and water at nighttime and mountains, stuff in the distance, these sort of like oil rigs or refineries in the distance, but in the air, not sure. But we've got this repeating linen, white linen placed over very carefully, softly. That's very strange. Someone with their hands placing over. Is this a veil? Is it like a tablecloth? Is it veil of reality or something entirely different? It's just a guess. Orange light. This is obviously a heavenly object of some sort or something in the sky, and it's got like this energy around it. Symphony executioner, ultimate executioner, I'm not sure. We've got it's sitting in the sky, clouds in front of it. That's the sky setting. Then we have like a dark whirlpool with these integrated sort of aspects, energies surrounding it. I wrote nest just because it immediately sort of looked like that, but you know, that was just an analytical overlay. Regal, attractor. Alright. Feathers. Perhaps this bird theme came in. Again, monumental. Bestial, trauma, visceral. You've got this dark cavity. It's dark, almost black in mind, and something impacted, blown out, exploded out, chunk, cavernous, that sort of thing. Separate components. Got porcelain and smooth. Again, so we see the smooth, and it's like an upturned cone, or a tunnel, or a funnel. You know, akin to a tunnel or a wormhole, maybe, possibly, speculating. And then a smooth, again, surface, countertop, white. How is this important? Bag of items, so it's like thrown in and collected at the bottom, condensed, and after drawing it, was felt the need to say it seemed elliptical. It is elliptical, like the path or whatever. So this is like the metaphor, I guess. Fortunate. I don't know, is it fortunate or unfortunate? The code. Is it the code of the universe? A code gone by? Enticement. So we had entreaty, we had enticement, and then no way out. Then this feeling of objects coming in and not in but not out. So it's like either objects, particles, or light. Once it's in, it's below this level here, and it cannot go past this lemon or barrier. Unable. That's starting on a fresh page with a kind of a reset, and that spits out again, and lateral release. And this is sort of a lateral release, I guess. Maybe it's akin to throwing jacks out onto a countertop. This white countertop. Is this a white hole? Not sure. Got another sort of tunnel. almost looks like a pipe leaking out, and it was sort of like a almost automatically drawn. I've probably been into automatic writing and automatic drawing longer than, a little bit longer than remote viewing, so over 20 years. The late 90s I got into surrealism. And so that kind of comes into play with this. Put in coffins, so, you know, maybe you need a coffin when you travel through. Just don't forget to bring your coffin in a black hole. Approaching chaos. Okay, so a linear graph that is increasing in chaos or intensity or activity, and then here it just seems really intense. I'm driven to redraw that in a more intense fashion to sort of portray it. Splendid moments, decisive measures. So again, we see splendid. So is that part of the theme? I don't know. Hit parade. I guess that's like a hit music, or I don't know. Maybe someone else has insights or perspectives on this and would want to comment. Devious cycle. Is that the devious cycle of black holes, galaxies, the universe, life and death, life cycles, Andromeda? So the Andromeda galaxy is, I believe, closest to ours, possibly colliding with ours, I think. Is that right? And we believe most galaxies have their own black hole, like our Milky Way. Bolted on into action, placed into being, and manifested, ordered. So we see it ordered again, and trippy. Trippy comes out. Machinations. What or who is this? So I kind of wrote this and then just waited for an answer to come through, or data, and we get 3 people in sort of like a close-knit circle, like a people in robes with symbols, very esoteric seeming, and possibly related here. Related or imagination. You decide on that, but there it is. Habsburg event. Kecksburg event is what that should have been. It's just the phonetics was similar enough to sort of push its way through, and then later I remember, yeah, it's actually that. After I Googled it, I'm like, wait a second, this is the Kecksburg event I remember hearing about. It's several years old. A UFO sighting that apparently involved an acorn-shaped craft and hieroglyphics written on it. And further from that, I don't know how that's related, but something to point out. Getting a little bit more out there, someone is exerting influence, like some kind of magic influence, esoteric. So, you know, was that imagination extended from there? Was it, is it actually related? Phoning it in. Now, this is not something I would normally write out like that in connection with this, but on reflection, it's like remote influence. What is the result? So just trying to probe it a little bit here, and mastery, agility, commons, common ground, praise, rise, summon, raise vibration, everything, even rocks and dirt vibrate. So it's like this aspect of gravity lessening, of things floating, of the firmament coming up, things becoming less dense, slowly like breaking apart was the image here. This is ground, and then like rocks coming up. So possibly related, illustrative of a time. Now I just wrote that out, so that can be disregarded. It's more like thinking aloud, probably. Vibration, ability to control. So this is myself telling me that this is how it's illustrative, I guess. Inflict, interject, transcribe, or transcode onto. Subatomic masses. With these particles, arrows. Power. Now we are in control, evidenced by moving, able to levitate or move something. Now I don't know, it's just, carrying on with that same motif, and at this point it's in the psyche where it's now weightless, able to move like a paperweight or feather. This is like floating across. But interestingly, we're stricken with this last scene of a sunset, a valley, this calm, serene setting with a river, and then just feeling the need to end it right there. And it's interesting because in another session, a similar thing was just sort of popped in there, and I'll go to that now. Many pages, many pages. Oh my gosh. We skipped it. Sorry about that. There it is. Okay, so we'll just kind of look at this page. At these ordered objects or aspects. Feeling, contours, rolling, smooth, warm. Again, we get these feelings. And we've got a canyon with a depression, a valley. Envelop. Smooth, calm, quiet. Why is smooth important? I'm not sure. Smooth. If you think about it, possibly if you go into a black hole and everything is extremely dense and compressed, there's probably not a whole lot of jaggedness, I guess. That's just an instant feeling or thought, calm, quiet image of a natural landscape. Now, is this related to black holes? Is it the outcome or the leading up to traveling through one? If you were able to do that, I don't know. But the interesting thing here is this sunset again, this peaceful setting, a natural image of a natural landscape. Yeah, very strange. And then you have this powerful, giant, immense, the scene of a slide and swing set that is swallowed up, whole, zapped, and this temporal time elapse element. Winds of change like a simple breeze, Twilight Zone episode like here today, gone tomorrow, and we end. So again, that one sort of ends the same way. And let me just go back all the way. This isn't all the way in order, but we have wet behind the ears. Is this like a new person, a newbie, someone green? I guess we saw the word green. I don't know if that's related, but an apprentice, conference. We've got an empty stage with red curtains and a mic, and anticipating someone coming into stage, coming for their own performance. I don't know. Red rum. It all gets strange here again. We've got these strange feelings here. It's just like this weird aspect. And red rum, and I'm thinking in the session of the movie The Shining, where Jack Nicklaus is in the bar speaking with the person, and it's like this strange vibe, and it's kind of an interesting scene, I guess. But and then this thought of the movie A Boy and His Dog, which is a movie with Don Johnson, one of his first movies. A dog that speaks to him telepathically, and only him, in a post-apocalyptic landscape where they find a tunnel. They go down in to the earth, and they find this nuclear settlement, like a shelter, but it's like a city with parks and nighttime and this strange cult. So that's that. We got some other strange aspects. Arid drink water. I don't know. I was thinking deserts. Twins, like clone twins in Argentina, little girls. So now I know there was like apparently like if I think back, there was this eugenics program supposedly with twins in Argentina. There are experiments going on. Now, are there still experiments going on there? I don't know. But strange vibes. And I remember a dream of going to this school where it was like this. It was autumn and there's leaves on the ground, and the doors of the school are open. So I walk through the school and come across a guy with this man with two little girls that are twins in like dresses, and now I think of like The Shining, but they're there with like a sit down arcade type machine, and I see that they're doing cloning and time travel. Then I walk on, and there's more to that dream, but anyways, I thought I'd point that out. Aunt is tutor. Aunt is tutor. Is that what that is? Huh. I don't know. Projector on a screen. Watching movies on a screen seems like for training or education. So yeah, it does kind of remind me of that dream. Someone talking to his audience from the screen, proud, happy, content, knows his work or students have been successful. This guy is like a teacher, a mentor, guide. Is he leading experiments? Is he just a guide? Not sure. Let me go back. But it's someone, if this is the same person, puts on his watch, puts on his tie, meticulous, going out into the world. He's going through this underground tunnel or bunker. Seemingly, he's like underground here. I don't know. This is definitely strange. Are we sort of straying a little bit here? I don't know. But pennies from heaven, it's like gifts from above or unexpected gifts. Panic, confusion. Now, if we're in a black hole, then I could see how that would be. Arrows like street signs of where to go. Arrows that are pointing but not really pointing. They're in a nonlinear, chaotic fashion. Stone Age world, stone blocks on a sort of ground. I don't know about this, but build a village. Build a village. Time warp. Is this going back in time? Is this a different time? Flight of the Conchords. Concord. Let's look that up. I know the show, the TV show. It's going to nope. Concord. I'll look that up again. It's a pact or treaty frequently between nations. Harmony in music. Harmony, agreement in linguistics. A change in the form of word. No. Something else. Yeah. Pact or treaty. Concord jet. Alrighty. Push the button, restitution pavilion, like a pavilion gathering place, crack. Crack in the ground, crack in the firmament, crack in reality, time, space, I'm not sure. Just cracked. A train going to Chicago, train station entry. That's ding ding. It's kind of reminded of like almost like a thought experiment. If a train is traveling to Chicago and 5 hours before, like relativistic time frames or experience. After the dust has settled, calm. So you're going on this traveling somewhere, and then now suddenly you're more remote now, desolate. Isotonic. That is like it could be in chemistry, it could be in look that up. Biology, concentrations equal to solutes and solutes. Involving muscular contraction, which the muscles remain under relatively constant tension. Water moves readily across cell membranes. Okay, so yeah, don't know. But we see entry, again, entry. Swallowed up, vanished in the dust, train is gone, etc. This image of this upturned train is, I guess this is the unexpected path, or to me, of it's turned to its side, it's dropped down through smoke or clouds, and it's engulfed, poof, just vanished quietly. It's dropped down, and as you would like drop a coin through the clouds, it just got a walking cane, going, like journey, for your journey. Jupiter, the gaseous planet, sunlight, explicit range, numbers, got a numbered ordered pair, fascination, journey, bewilderment, casual metaphor, and then this image comes out of mittens called for the journey, quote, for the journey. So you see like these mittens drawn. Splendor, again, splendid journey, splendid experience. Rather as if on a conveyor belt. So you've got these objects or components, bunches in a row like supplies, and they're just passed through, they're sent through, they're floating across, they're like transported or through teleported or something. Currents. This is going back again to this scene, these triangles. Okay, so now we've got a couple more pages here. Elemental, subatomic perhaps. We got dark light, circle, empty space. Is this like a wormhole, portal, black hole, disk, doorway or portal, actually. Pulled open, pierced open, light, escaping, this flap that's torn open. Got a big rig. It's this 18-wheeler is like just sucked in instantly. Nothing left. It's like almost as if it's just nothingness in a vacuum and just sucked in, floating. Becomes golden light, event horizon. Okay. Swept under rug. Indeterminate. Indeterminate is like, what, unknown, let's see, what was this, what is indeterminacy? Can refer to common scientific and mathematical concepts of uncertainty and their implications, Let's click on that. Philosophy. Problems of indeterminacy arise when one observes the eventual circularity of virtually every possible definition, loops, Nietzsche. Foucault and the indeterminacy of insanity. Alright, so enough of that. But we get to sorcery or magic, or, you know, what are the mechanics of this? And we see again these triangles. And now they are not so ordered, they're like in a spiral, they're more chaotic, they're no time or place. Got a paradigm and an ending paradigm, endime, sort of a play on words there. Spiral, particles follow this path, or particles of light. Radiance, the wall of light, so they're traveling in a spiral like this. They're through a vortex, maybe. Smoke, black, ring or roof, this swirl, we got smoke. We've got rings. Intertwined in oblivion. It's like the reality is obliterated, perhaps. Aspects mirrored universe, I don't know. Penetration, shell, energy blown off. It's like an energy source, and it's loses its shell, it's blown apart, it's high energy, high temperature melting. This, I don't know. Tamper, helical. Multifactorial, we have like a nautilus or a spiral, or you know, it's like this movie Uzumaki, where there's this repeating motif of spirals or vortexes, and actually the word Uzumaki means like spiral or vortex. And then when you think about it, everything is like moving or orbiting, or, you know, is this like the portal through a black hole or wormhole or vortex or tunnel? It's razor's thin edge, countdown to something, step into the lost den. Is that the lost den of space? Is that the Twilight Zone? Counterpoint, balance, counterbalance, something dropping in. Got this chaos into order, perhaps. Or spiral, like a corridor, coordinate in space, perhaps. Introduce very long distance here shown. It's something vast and distant. Steep decline. A rhythmic pattern, wanting to draw this sphere, just feels like it wants to be drawn, this dark sphere, and then like smoke. Soak, smoke. Then we have this delicate precision, and we have these ordered triangular things, order out of chaos, or delicate order, or items in a row, or these events, experience. Is it order of the universe? Is it particle? Is it nomenclature, pairs, synergistic items? You know, you could think in micro terms, or micro, like granularity or Planck constant, perhaps, but ramp up. What does that mean? Raising or counting beans. Demonstrative. Fire breathing. a dark round object with a wavelength of light, and then a downward wave, or it's kind of similar to this, going down. Buried canopy. So again, we see this sheet, this flat plane, countertop sheet, or something sandwiched. Is it like the barrier, the veil, the liminal, the limits, the got this aspect here that's like experience or realm or going ons, or this another wave. Isotope in palm of the hand. And we see stargazing, just a word that popped in. Earthen, we kind of see this again. Ramp-like. I truly don't know exactly ramp-like or beams. Light melted scene, scenic. And that's where it goes back to this and ends. Basically, after these scenes. Ending here on that session. Ending at that, after that sunset, I guess, right there, yeah. So yeah, it's kind of a strange one. Hope you got something out of it. I think there are at least some intriguing aspects to consider, to look at, and how it kind of came together. So appreciate watching, and you have a good one.